Guten Tag, guten Morgen. Mein name is Karen. This is a response to yesterday's Not Your Fucking Guru, sex and marriage, or I don't want to be your friend. And then she's like, "What's up with this noise? Where you're going around in life and you're an adult and you're looking, you're looking for a partner and you're over having friends. You're like, ah, nah, I'm looking for a partner, so we can't be friends." She was just saying it was just kind of odd because she talks to various people around the country or the world, via the internet. We're all doing it, well, most of us are doing it to some degree. And she says, yeah, you meet a lot of people in there. They could meet wonderful, really cool people, but I mean, to find that match is it's rare to find a match. So when you're not a match, it's pretty much the usual that you're not a match. Why suddenly does the other person, or well, maybe it's men, maybe it's both men and women. Men are just like, yeah, well, if you don't want to have sex with me, then I don't want to be friends. She's like, it's weird, isn't it? Like, don't we need as many friends as we can get? I just think that the way that the world has been laid out lately in the past couple decades with the social media and like everything, at first it started in the 70s, I think. Well, for me, because I was a little kid in the 70s, I'm sure it started hundreds of years before that. But for me, the Battle of the Sexes. It was a TV show, and it was like a game show, and it was like women against men doing various physical things and little just fun games and stuff. And it's the Battle of the Sexes. It was supposed to be friendly. Well, that turned immediately into the Battle of the Sexes for real in every arena in life, whether it was like the work world and women aren't getting paid enough and blah, 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 down to just everything. They've divided the sexes as much as they could. Women are trifling hoes looking for money, and men are just looking for pussy. And it's just like, God, can we just... These are the extreme edges of society, in my opinion. Well, it should be. Apparently, it's either not, or we still believe it is, but it isn't, but it actually still is. I think... Not your fucking guru, release for a guy to be like, yeah, if I can't screw you, I'm looking for a wife. And I think the men would say to that, well, how many girlfriends can I have around when I'm looking for a wife? Women are so insecure, they can't have me being friends with women, especially hot ones, or else I'm never going to find a wife. I think it's the insecurity on their part and the part of their future partner that they haven't even met yet. I don't know. Is it, men don't want to waste time being friends with somebody that sexually stimulates them to want to be with them because, well, that's just too much trouble. I don't know. I'm not a man. I'm just trying to guess after living in this world for 50 plus years and speaking to men of different walks of life, races, ages, various marriage statuses, single, whatever. And it's just like, is that it, guys? You're just like, eh. And I think a lot of men don't really want female friends. They don't know how to be a friend to a woman because women are so mysterious and strange. And they're thinking, well, I don't want their man to think I'm trying to get with them. I think there's a lot of underlying currents and ideas and thoughts going on with that. And that's pretty much probably most of it. Is they're like, I'm never going to find a woman if I got all these women friends. Or I don't want no drama from their husbands. Or, I mean, just a lot of, you know what I mean? And then they don't need women friends. They don't need them. Men don't need women friends. Men don't need women friends, okay? Now, if I went through Lenny's phone book on his phone, oh my God, there's like 10,000 women in there. But it's typically because he either mowed their lawn, worked on their lawnmower, or they bought an item from him through the years over Craigslist or whatever, and he does not delete phone numbers. They're just there. Or women at the flea market. There's flea market women. And men, they're in a list. There's Mark the plumber, Mark the roofer, Mark the electrician, Mark the guy that does driveways, you should see his phone book. He's got them listed like that. Steve the plumber, Steve the electrician, Steve flea market, Steve bathtub, Steve, tires. It's just like, there's Martha, Margaret. I mean, there's just like, if I was like, man, I went through my man's phone, and there's all these bitches in his phone. Can you imagine? We'd be there all month long going through his phone, or all these women he's talking to. Oh, it's just like, no, Lenny he's a networker. He's got your number. You know what I mean? I think I got that number on my phone. You go through it. He's like, I got it. I got that number from 5 years ago. Woo, I found him, the roof guy, and guess what? I just got a deal. I mean, this is Lenny. It's all about business. Business and friendship very much intertwines with Lenny. And Lenny's just a different kind of guy. So we were a match. Go figure. It was not sheer perfection, but I'll tell you what, it was pretty good. And the good is because there is a lot of misses with us, actually, as far as being a match. But the match is made by both of us 100% believing and knowing it to be true, that the other person truly wants the best. He wants the best for me. He wants me to be happy. He wants me to have what I want. I want him to have what he wants. I want him to realize what an awesome person he is. He wants me to realize that about myself. So regardless of whether or not we have certain interests in common, we could have had more. We could have had more in common than we do, but there was enough. And just the well wishes that we have for one another, and the acceptance of our own personal choices about our lives, and not being controlling about all the little things like, oh, you're not allowed to smoke weed because that's a deal breaker for me, or just like, what are you having that drink for? Or I thought you said you were quitting coffee. You're drinking it again. Like, just stupid shit like that. We do not. I mean, we can talk to each other about it like, hey, man, what you doing? Why you eating 58 cookies? You know, it's not hard. It's not a judgment like, well, I'm getting divorced now. It's just, if at all, it's like, hey, man, I'm watching you fall off the rails and you said you wanted to do something different. I love you. And we cheer each other on, you know, like, come on, we can do it together kind of thing. Anyway, men cannot have women friends around if they're looking for a wife. Because I guess the women are so insecure today, they couldn't handle it. So they'll never find a wife if you're clinging on to them, right? As if you would. You would be, and are, to many men. You're an awesome friend to a lot of guys, and they don't get it. They don't get. They still all want to put it to you, Lise. Okay. And any guy will tell you, all your men friends want to have sex with you, and it's not their fault. It's not their fault. They're just wired that way. I'm saying in a primitive way. They might be like, no. I don't really want to. They don't really want to do it on the surface, but underneath the surface, it's biological. They want to, whether they thought about it or not. And it probably crossed their mind briefly, because they can't, it's biologically in them. God bless their teeny hearts. All right, let's go. Let's have a great day, YouTube. Bam!